in this city. This is our legacy. Harold Washington. You got, just a lot of stuff, man. So we could build, but let's go
Most
progress.
definitely, because you had said something important. You had said we came in and we fucked it up,
We
right?
definitely fucked it up.
Why do you think we fucked it up? What
As
what
black people,
happened? Yeah, what
well,
happened?
what happened is that Chicago was a city that was the New York of the Midwest.
Hmm.
This is just the historic. This is ain't even gotten. This is just pure scholarship, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Chicago was the Midwest. I mean, it was the New York of the Midwest. And the reality is that when blacks started coming through the Great Migration and all these things, we were compartmentalized in certain areas. From those areas, we expanded. Even Dr. King in 1960, I think 60, King died in 68, 67, said the most racist place that I've ever been in is Gage Park. Lil Zay Osama, that's my boy. He rep Gage Park right now. He say all that area is Gage Park. Dr. King got hit in the head with a motherfucking brick over there. You know what I'm saying? So these is the places that we have. This is in 68. My mom was born in 6. She was 8 years old when Dr. King got hit in the head with that brick, gang.
Mm.
So what am I saying? We're a generation or two away from these events. So we are the bastards of the party. You got Jeff Ford, who's Black Peace Stone, meeting with political leaders. We had a lot of things going on at that time. And you go in the 70s, chemical warfare. You go in the 80s, the advent of rap from the East Coast. Come here, soundtrack to everybody's lives, and go to West Coast. Black culture here was very unique. You had the pimp culture. You had the hustling culture. You had a lot of different cultures in this city.
Hmm.
You might have 2 or 3 gangs in LA. You got 50 different gangs and organizations here. You know what I'm saying? Downstate you have many institutions where people is in jail, and this is a real, the legacy here is real.
Mm.
So when we say we fucked it up, you know what I'm saying, we had footing in these areas where we traditionally are from. Blacks ain't from South Shore. Blacks ain't from Gage Park, Inglewood. Inglewood is German.
Mm.
But we got in these places, and, I don't want to blame us, but ultimately what happened, happened. But, right now, like, it's just a lot, man. These brothers could speak on the Roseland. These are beautiful areas. Morgan Park, Beverly. Chicago, remember, Chicago is the biggest black urban center in America. Bigger than any place in New York, bigger than any place in LA.
Bigger than
Chicago.
Atlanta and shit too.
Atlanta is the 27th. This is the 3rd biggest
Yeah.
city in America. This
sure.
is facts. So, ultimately, Virginia migrating up here. Most Chicago, that's the whole thing in Chicago, what we say. Chicago ain't nothing but a Mississippi nigga that got on the train. Memphis nigga got on the train.
That's what I hear in the accents too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Because
we
it's like
some country ass niggas, and I love
yeah,
it. I embrace it because we understand our roots.
most definitely.
Emmett Till, Chicago, went back to Mississippi. What happened to him happened to him. But what I'm explaining to you is this is a rich history beyond this real music shit. It's a rich culture. Muhammad Ali lived on 80th and Jeffrey.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? This is rich history, bro. In this city, Michael Jordan lived out west before he, This is a great city.
I was about to say it's a lot of history here because even with what he was saying about like,
Can I get a shot, goddammit? Let's go.
even what he was saying about like with black people like migrating here and everything and how we kind of did it to ourselves. If you really do your history, Bronzeville was one of the first places in Chicago where black people migrated to,
Absolutely.
and it was affluent back then. People like Herb Kent, like Chess Records. You know what I'm saying? What's the Cadillac Records? That's what it's based on. Chess Records. Like Aaliyah right there. So it's like those places where black people first migrated to, they still kind of affluent right now. I feel like the other places where he was speaking of, we did it to ourselves, but at the same time, it was other stuff in play that was way over our head. But the places we made for ourselves, they still thriving. You get what I'm saying? Like it's a statue right when you get to Bronzeville, all the heels off the people's shoes that migrated to Chicago. It's a statue, a brown statue. That's why it's called Bronzeville, because our skin. You feel me?
Yeah, and we got to shout out the 3 areas.
You just did this.
Hold on. And Binky kept it 1,000, but let's talk about the places. In Detroit, Black Bottom. New York's Harlem. Queens. Well, Queens, but Harlem first. Here, Bronzeville. Blacks were not allowed outside of those areas. We expanded into these areas.
And we made great things in those small areas.
Absolutely. Amazing things. I could have my segregation conversation. Because we're real. Listen, let me explain something to y'all, folks. We do this drill music shit. We're real historians, scholars. We understand everything.
That's what niggas get it confused.
Scholarship.
They think 'cause niggas
This
do
ain't no
drill,
ghetto
they
scholarship.
stupid or something. They
We went
not
to the
intelligent,
Division
you know
I
what I mean?
universities, the worst penitentiaries. It's about completion.
Most
You gotta
definitely.
have both. That's what the banker was about. Street niggas uniting with the intellectuals, combining the narratives to get to the next level. That's what it's about. So I could pull him up. He put me on. We build. Each one teach one. That's the key.